Hey guys, Maddie here from DCLblogger.com. Thought I would make a bit of a video going through Dragon City District and some of the progress that they've made. They've released two blog posts from their official Dragon City blog or website, and I thought I would kind of cover the second one. I've briefly covered the first one, I'm sure in the video somewhere. But basically, if you are a Dragon City district investor, so if you don't know where Dragon City is, let me just quickly pull it up over here. It's one of the really large districts on the bottom right. The area around it wasn't that popular in the first auction, but it was amongst the first to go in the second auction. So I kind of feel it's not because the area wasn't popular. It's just because there was so much supply of land around Dragon City. So this is Dragon City. It's predominantly a Chinese community district. They have a lot of members in their WeChat and QQ. You won't find them in the Discord channel just because a lot of the community hangs out over at WeChat, QQ, and a lot of the Chinese community communication channels. But yeah, a lot of this area was pretty vacant up until the second auction. Like, a lot of this was unowned land, and in the second auction a lot of people wanted to grab Dragon City land, so a lot of people ended up buying some estates. I bought a couple of estates over here, and really quickly all of this land kind of filled up. So again, like, there was a lot of supply around Dragon City, so I can kind of understand, as opposed to the amount of area around, say, Vegas city. There's not much area here to own, and there's a bit of road network happening over here as well. So I guess that was why a lot of this was bought up in the first auction really quickly. And same case in Etheria. There's a lot of land here, but I mean, it's within like 4 or 5 different districts, and it's not way up here in the corner. So although it was kind of the last land to go, I still think there's a lot of value around Dragon City, and these two blog posts kind of made it very clear what their intention is. So recently, the first one was kind of this one was sent out on November of last year, so it's been a few months since then. This is the first kind of blog post that they did, updating us on what's going on. So if you missed this one, basically, if you're a Dragon City investor, if you contributed any of your land or any of your investment towards Dragon City, in the form of land. So for example, here's a random wallet that I found, and if you go over to contributions, you can see that 20 land contributions were made towards Dragon City. So what this actually means is different for different districts, but for Dragon City specifically, they've come out way ahead of the pack, very early on in their distribution of district land, or giving us some information as to what's going to happen with these Dragon City lands. Basically, for every Dragon City land that you own, you'll be given 1,000 Dragon City tokens. Okay, so each piece of land corresponds to 1,000 pieces of DCT, and also corresponds to 1,000 pieces of voting rights of a piece of land. This is mainly considered by the landlord, which can be a piece of land rights can be split and sold in circulation. So yeah, so these Dragon City tokens, to my understanding, can be sold and split just like you can to any other coins. There's 6.5 million lands in all the Dragon City, approximately 6.5 million. So 6.5 million pieces of land, 6.5 million tokens basically are going to be distributed. You have to claim these tokens. You're not going to get them automatically. And I believe the claiming procedure is in the second blog post. I'm going to put both of these blog posts in the comment, the comment section or the description of the YouTube or the blog post. So basically, yeah, it's an ERC20 token. I think also the land is also going to be distributed. So now we're also going to have land, to my understanding, the land itself is also going to be given out to their, the people that have invested in it. So here, let's just quickly go through the phase 2, that what's happened, and also there's some games that they've been developing. A lot of really interesting progress in Dragon City. I'm actually quite excited about it. That's why I focused on getting some land there in the last auction. So let's quickly just go through some of the important points of this. Okay, we have started the distribution of Community Equity Token DCT. This means that the share of our community can be freely circulated from today. The circulation progress is currently ahead of foreign communities. So basically, this article has been auto-translated from Chinese to to English. So some of the translation might be off, but you know, this still we can pretty much get everything from it. Our docking with an exchange is also under negotiation. So they're also interested in putting up or listing Dragon City token on an exchange, which would be pretty amazing, because then of course it's going to increase the liquidity. It's going to give a market to trade the value of these Dragon City tokens. I think pretty quickly you can probably trade these on, you know, IDEX or what's that other one? You know, those decentralized exchanges. Anyway, once again, the token can be collected by the landlord, and the land is at a ratio of 1 to 1,000. So every land, like I said, will get 1,000 pieces of DCT. Our team cannot collect it. Our contract has been set up and will not be destroyed or issued. And also, this is the website, community website, dragoncity.top. Anyway, this just kind of shows how to connect and claim your tokens. So what they're going to go through here is basically how the project design and production is, what the future plans for the district are. And I'm going to go through some of the really quick parts of it. The current project construction is divided into 3 parts because the report will be based on the PDF version. The following examples are static screenshots. Content fills the scene. In the early stage of construction, as part of the land was temporarily retained as a reserve and subsequently collaborated with other teams, we will carry out a simple set of landscapes on the basis of being as simple as possible. We still choose to have a certain appreciation as the basic principle. So there's going to be a bit of design on some plots that they've already kind of reserved for the community, which is a good decision. I mean, Decentraland did the same thing with Genesis Plazas, just to make sure that there can be some content on there that, you know, they can control. So at the very least, Dragon City will definitely have some, you know, if everyone in Dragon City don't really want to build Chinese themed kind of lands, and at least the community reserved places will have that kind of a theme, right? In addition, we will build some VR fashion shopping content for Longcheng City and accumulate some aesthetic experience. The picture below is a corner of the set. Okay, there's a bit of an example as what it will look like. Test game production. Number 2, we have made some simple game productions in the Longcheng community plot, and we have been able to run smoothly. This project is mainly to accumulate experience and lay a foundation for future construction work. We have made small games such as single-player racing games. The game mode is currently interactive, controlled by the mouse. In the future, we will continue to improve the interaction and increase the fun of the game according to the official progress of DCL, and the gaming game is in the test plan. So I think all of Decentraland developers are kind of just playing around with what the capabilities are, making really simple like commands, movement games. But these are due to the limitations of Decentraland, and it's gonna, as Decentraland remove these restrictions slowly and surely, which they will. They plan to do that. They plan to, you know, build a really simple model at the start and slowly remove those limitations as the community grows and you know, all the infrastructure checks out. Boutique game production in the Dragon City Community Progress Brief Phase 1. We mentioned our main project, Dooming in Doomsday. It was kind of named something else in the first brief, I believe. So I had a bit of like a zombie escape game. What was the name here? Zombie game. The current theme is the zombie game, and the tentative game is called The End of the Day. Okay, so I guess it's a similar thing. We have found that the high precision model is not applicable, and after loading the whatever that is, some models and original paintings of the project have been redesigned. So these are I guess the designs they were going for. They had to redesign it just because of the limitations that Decentraland have more of the polygon type of artwork happening. Yeah, it's more going over just where the company is located, etc., etc. But basically, the 2 blog posts kind of proved to me that Dragon City are definitely taking this very seriously. They registered the company. They have a lot of members that are contributing towards the district. They have, you know, over 6,500 contributions. There's you know, they're getting very serious with sharing the value of the district progress with in the form of a token. So basically, also this token, if you're not familiar with what it actually allows you to do, they kind of explain it over here. But basically, the token will give you voting rights, and also very interestingly, it's going to give you it's going to weight the profit share to the people that have these tokens, right? So if you have 1% of all of the Dragon City tokens, then you're going to get 1% of whatever profit that they're going to make. I don't know if that's the exact formula, but it's the percentage distribution is going to be weighted towards how many tokens you have for these, how much DCTs that you have. But also very interestingly, it's going to add a little bit more of a new dimension to Decentraland trading. Obviously, I'm very big on the trading market, so the token being distributed, is Decentraland gonna introduce like a place or another page to be able to trade these assets as well? I don't see why they wouldn't in time, because at the end of the day, Dragon City land and Dragon City tokens are going to be, they're an asset class within Decentraland. So it's going to be interesting to see what the rate of these tokens are going to trade at. I don't think many people, although at the end of the day, 6.5 million tokens are in supply. I can see a lot of people just holding on to the tokens for a while. So how much are actually going to be circulated? I don't think that much is going to be circulated. So in terms of the tokens, getting your hands on some of these tokens, I don't know if many trades have been made. So I'm personally patiently waiting to see what the going rate is going to be for these tokens. Anyway, guys, a lot of progress, interesting stuff coming out of Dragon City. There are a couple of Chinese districts. There's Dragon City. There's also Dragon Kingdom, which have their own stuff going on, which is right over here. A little bit better situated, probably because they're a bit of a smaller district compared to Dragon City. I have an estate connected to Dragon Kingdom and a double road. So, I'm very excited and interested to see what these guys have in store as well. I have a feeling they may be collaborating with Dragon City, but we are yet to see. But definitely some good news coming out of Dragon City, showing us that there's some progress. There's a lot of things happening. This bear market has been quite brutal on a lot of people in terms of investors. But at the end of the day, it's given technology to kind of catch up to the Bitcoin hype. And, there's a lot of progress that needs to be made, a lot of groundwork that needs to be done for crypto in general. But Decentraland predominantly needs a lot of kind of progress on their back end, especially with content, governance, and a lot of stuff in between. So it's good to see that progress being made. All right, guys, hope you guys learned a few things watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in another video.